thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. I am Hina Gambhir, and viewers, this is Newsify, one-stop shop for you to understand what is really happening across the country right now, what is making headlines. And trust me, this election season, a lot is happening, in fact, especially in the poll-bound states, and that's something that we are going to be getting for you over the next 30 minutes on this edition of Newsify. First up, let's tell you what's brewing in Assam, which is famous for tea, the Assam tea. But what has happened, in fact, over the last 24 hours is very, very significant. Something that can clearly have an impact on the minds of the voters, because till now it used to be Himanta Biswa Sarma, Assam Chief Minister, who used to, accuse Gaurav Gogoi of having some Pakistani links through his wife. But now there is another twist in that entire Assam story that has now emerged, and that is because of the allegation that was leveled by Pawan Kheda of the Congress party, wherein some serious allegations were made against the Chief Minister's wife in Assam, which clearly have been termed as completely baseless by the Assam Chief Minister as well as his wife. But now we saw a lot of drama as well on this particular issue in the national capital. In fact, what we are seeing is that Assam police officials reached the national capital. Pawan Kheda is likely to be served a notice, and we have some big breaking news coming in at this point in time. A scathing attack that has come in from Himanta Biswa Sarma on Pawan Kheda. Himanta Biswa Sarma has claimed that Pawan Kheda is missing. He has also hurled a Kheda Peda attack on Pawan Kheda of the Congress party. Listen in.
पागल है यार, सच्चाई नहीं जानते तो तब क्यों आपने डाला? आप तो पूछना चाहिए था पहले। पागल है क्या ये लोग? मैं एक एलिगेशन लाया, पहले आपको फॉरेन मिनिस्टर को पूछना चाहिए था कि नहीं चाहिए था कि ये एलिगेशन हमको मिला है, सार्वजनिक करने का पहले आप थोड़ा हेल्प कीजिए। आप पहले लोगों को मारेगा, फिर बोलेगा नहीं 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 मेडिसिन क्या होगा मैं पूछ के दूंगा। क्या पागल जैसा? खड़गे जी का उम्र हो गया, अभी भी पागल जैसा बात कर रहे। आप लोगों को जलील करेगा, लोगों को बेइज्जत करेगा, और फिर बोलेगा हम फॉरेन मिनिस्टर पूछूंगा। तुम्हारा दामाद है क्या फॉरेन मिनिस्टर?
And to decode what really happened in the national capital and Assam today, I'm joined by my colleagues. We have Priyank Tripathi, Kritika, as well as Anamika live with us right now. Good afternoon to all of you. Priyank, to you first. You were chasing, the activity that was taking place in the national capital outside Pawan Kheda's residence. The big question that everyone's asking right now is, where is Pawan Kheda?
Yes, certainly, Hina. Good afternoon, and we are joined by the legal team of the Congress party from the DPCC, and let's ask them. The team of crime branch from Assam police is saying that they have recovered incriminating material, which means material which is of so much significance that can lead to arrest. How are we going to save this, and where is Mr. Kheda?
Nothing have been informed to us, and as per the information received, there was no proper search warrant and no proper arrest warrant was there.
Have they shared any seizure memo?
No, nothing have been shared by us. The police, the barricading was being done by Delhi police and the Assam police, and no one was allowed to enter the building or to be nearby places. Even the residents were not allowed to move out of the building.
Have they served any notice? Because what they are saying that they have served notice. But my point, once again, going back to the same word, which they have said that incriminating material, and we'll find him out.
Nothing have been informed, nothing have been told by them.
Any recovery which has been made?
Nothing in front of me.
Nothing, no recovery has been informed to the legal team, Hina. But the fact of the matter is, if you look at the very crisp statement which came out from the Assam police officials, they have stated that incriminating material has been found, and they will make it sure that Pawan Kheda joins the investigation. That is certainly showing that arrest is becoming very much imminent after looking at the kind of statement which is coming out from the Assam police officials. So in the few hours when the Assam state is going for the election, for the polls, it is quite clear that Mr. Kheda will not be coming to Assam. Neither his presence in Delhi is going to be favorable for them, because the kind of deployment which was being done by the Delhi police officials, the crime branch was assisting, the local police was assisting. If at all he comes here, then certainly things are going to be tough for him.
Well, absolutely. Priyank, stay on with us. We have some more breaking inputs as well coming in. The search is currently underway as far as Pawan Khera is concerned. Nobody really knows where is he right now. Some reports earlier suggested that he's also likely to hold a press conference in a short while from now, perhaps an hour from now. And we are getting some more breaking inputs as well, viewers. Assam police team officials are also likely to visit Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. This is the latest update coming in. In fact, searches are likely to be conducted in Andhra Pradesh as well as Telangana. Kritika is joining us live right now for more on this. Kritika, Assam police officials came looking for Pawan Khera in the national capital. They couldn't find him. Sources say they've taken some incriminating material from his residence, and their next stop is going to be Telangana and Andhra Pradesh.
But clearly Assam police has stated their goal, which is to trace down Mr. Pawan Khera. In fact, this is also the words of Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma as well, who was earlier, just a few minutes back, in fact, stated that even if it takes to going to hell, that is where from Mr. Pawan Khera, the Congress spokesperson, will also be dragged from. So this is also a very aggressive and a very sharp statement coming in from the Assam Chief Minister as well. They had made their plans very clear 2 days back when Pawan Khera had in fact made these allegations in a press conference that Mr. Chief Minister's wife is in possession of 3 passports, is the owner of certain title deeds in Dubai, and also is running a Wyoming-based company in order to, which in fact the budget of which he had quoted to be about 52,000. We had also asked him that very day that he had himself stated that this information has been in fact received by him via well-wishers of the Congress party sitting abroad. On this, he had stated that it is now for the public to in fact cross-check this information, and that is exactly what the Chief Minister has said.
Interestingly, Kritika, we've not really seen overwhelming support also coming in for Pawan Khera on this entire matter. Of course, there have been posts that have been put out by several leaders of the Congress party raising questions on Himanta Biswa Sarma, but nobody has outrightly supported Pawan Khera. Stay on with us. We're getting some more breaking inputs as well. Himanta Biswa Sarma has reacted, and he is trying to suggest that Pawan Khera perhaps is in Hyderabad. Listen in.
अभी पवन खेरा भाग गया ना, कल तक तो बोल रहा था मुझे अरेस्ट करो, अभी पुलिस उनका घर गया है, वो हैदराबाद भाग गया है। तो पवन खेरा को मैं हमारा साथ तो झूठ मूठ का काम किया, पवन खेरा को मैं पवन पेरा बना दूंगा, आप चिंता मत करो।
जो इल्जाम उन पर लगाया गया है, उनकी डबल इंजन की सरकार है, यहाँ भी उनकी सरकार है और केंद्र में भी है, फिर उनका फॉरेन मिनिस्टर इसी स्टेट का है, उनके पार्टी का ही है, कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर फॉरेन मिनिस्टर उनके पार्टी का ही है, स्टेट मिनिस्टर उनके पार्टी का है। क्या वो सो रहे हैं? वो देने दो ना रिप्लाई कि ये झूठ है सच है। हम तो सरकार से ये क्लैरिफिकेशन पूछेंगे कि सच है, लेकिन वो देने के बजाय एकदम अगर एफआईआर करते हैं, करने दो, उसको कोई डरता है? जो होता है हम फेस करेंगे।
We're getting some more breaking inputs as well. In fact, a sensational allegation that has come in from Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Assam Chief Minister, who has also dragged Rahul Gandhi's name in this entire controversy. He has claimed that Rahul Gandhi, in fact, had given these papers that Pawan Khera has, talked about to Pawan Khera. So the papers, according to him, were probably given by Rahul Gandhi to Pawan Khera. Let me go across to my colleague Anamika for more on this. Anamika, this is getting bigger ahead of the, polling day in Assam.
This is a drastic change and political jolt in Assam itself, and as we have all seen, this is the particular allegation which Pawan Khera have made to the wife of the Chief Minister, Riniki Bhuiya Sharma, and now the particular case has been registered, and one of the police team also have left to search for Pawan Khera. But let me tell you, as per our source, we are getting it from here, that Pawan Khera is not into in his resident, but also it is also coming into in reports that might be he's into in Hyderabad or into in Telangana, and maybe one of the team from Assam will go to Telangana and Hyderabad. Let me tell you, before some time ago, there was a press conference of Mallikarjun Kharge where we were there, and we asked the question that what is the situation on ground basically, as because there is a arrest warrant and the search warrant on Pawan Khera, and he clearly mentioned कि ऐसे warrant हमारे पास बहुत आए, बहुत देखे, हम जेल जाएंगे, but once we come back again we will see and again we will fight back again for this kind of situation. Thus, they clearly have mentioned they are not worried about the situation. But the main point is that in Assam also a police team is in search of Pawan Khera. But as of now, there is
a police
evidence.
team that's searching for Pawan Khera in Assam. A team is going to go to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. A team in Delhi is also there. Thank you very much, Anamika, for the moment for joining us with those details. Let me also get in a word from my colleague Meghna. Hi, Meghna. This entire controversy is getting bigger. Can you help us understand how this could really impact the elections? Because, it's coming just ahead of the voting day.
Well, absolutely, Hina. In fact, the Assam polls being around the corner, it's a two-faced, two-cornered fight in Assam. You have essentially the BJP and you have the Congress. We've seen this Pakistan recurring theme which keeps coming up when attacks were being made by Himanta on Gaurav Gogoi, and now you have attacks coming in from the Congress on Himanta's personal fights which have been coming out in public. So this has been a bit of a tit for tat, vindictive politics, and unfortunately a lot of this has taken a very personal note as well, because this time it's not just about the politicians. We've seen in the case of Gaurav Gogoi's wife, and now we have the Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma's wife, Riniki Bhuiyan. Also, you've seen that these personal attacks have been made this time, which has really queered the pitch ahead of the Assam polls. But yes, they're all going to be very significant. It is, after all, a two-cornered fight.
Right. Thank you, Meghna. Clearly, this will have some kind of an impact on the elections. But firstly, we'll see whether Pawan Khera will actually hold a press conference today or not.
That's the big mystery. That's the big mystery. Where is Pawan Khera?
Absolutely. Where is Pawan Khera? Because their own party netas do not really know. They have no idea of his whereabouts. Thank you for the moment for joining us. Let's now move on, viewers, to another very big story of the day. And like I told you, today on Newsify, we are going to be focusing on what's happening in poll-bound states, because there is a lot of action there. We spoke about Assam. Let's now tell you what's brewing in fact, poll-bound West Bengal. BJP, an important political party this time in the elections in West Bengal, conducted an internal survey. And according to the Bharatiya Janata Party, TMC is all set to get decimated this time. So this is the latest update that we have for you. People in Bengal are just days away from deciding who will govern the state for next 5 years, whether it will be Mamata-led TMC again, or will BJP manage to win the hearts of people. We'll get to know that soon. But ahead of that, BJP conducted a survey, and in fact, according to the Bharatiya Janata Party, there's going to be BJP's victory this time. Let me go across to my colleague Mohit Bhatt, who's joining us live right now at this point in time. Okay, Mohit is going to be joining us in just a bit, but this is very, very important. And let me, go across to my colleague Siddharth. Siddharth, if you could just come in here and join us to help us understand this new survey that has been carried out by Bharatiya Janata Party. It's an internal survey of the BJP. And BJP thinks that the SIR deletion is going to impact them positively.
So the BJP believes that there is a large swath of what they describe as wasted votes. They define wasted votes as any vote that is cast in favor of each party beyond the threshold of a 10% victory margin. So they claim that the TMC is actually sitting on a large swath of wasted votes in predominantly Muslim constituencies scattered across different parts of West Bengal, and that the BJP's performance, if you take the overall geographic of 294 constituencies, is quite good, and that they can run the TMC quite close. Now, as a result of almost 96 lakh deletions owing to the special intensive revision, the BJP believes that they're locked in a very close conflict with the TMC, and that they can actually give the ruling dispensation there a run for its money. They've identified as many as 58 different constituencies in different parts of West Bengal, which could swing in their favor. And if that that indeed happens, then you have a very close contest on the cards in West Bengal.
Interesting. Thank you, Siddharth, for the moment, for joining us and helping us understand the maths. It's going to be really interesting, in fact, election this time for people in Bengal. Thank you for the moment. Let me also go across to my colleague Mohit Bhatt, who's joining us live right now. Mohit, BJP seems quite confident, but, it is TMC's bastion after all. So TMC is also giving a tough fight there.
Well, in fact, you see, when it comes to West Bengal, it's the bastion of the Trinamool Congress, and we know that how Mamata Banerjee is a fighter. She is one-man army for the TMC, and perhaps she is the only, the defense of West Bengal where BJP wants to breach the fort of West Bengal, and perhaps that is why BJP is working on the ground for a long time. Now, with the around 96 to 6 lakh deletions happening in SIR, BJP sees a win. Now, we have accessed the strategy or the data that have been compiled by the Bharatiya Janata Party, and I would like to read a certain portion of that even the close to 1 crore deletions have taken place in the SIR, and this has added, according to the BJP, a new layer of uncertainty on the election outcome. Now, we know that how the significant portion of the TMC statewide vote margin is not seat efficient. That is being said by the Bharatiya Janata Party through their strategy or their research. Now, they also says that the data shows that there is high imbalance when it comes to TMC holding 114 persistent high margin seat, where the above average margin is just 10%, while the BJP has just 35 seats. So the BJP believes that TMC has, where the TMC gained most of the vote, is the Muslim dominated area, which is not the case with the BJP. Now, if a swing of around 1.5 lakh or 2 lakh votes takes place, then BJP would be in a comfortable position, because when we see the margin of TMC victory in various constituencies, you see there will be a huge margin, but the BJP believes that is because of the Muslim majority in those areas, while such is not the case with the Bharatiya Janata Party. So with all these deletions, BJP sees BJP sniffing a victory, but that all will depend upon that how they will work on the ground. But yes, Mamata Banerjee has been raising the questions of the deletions. In fact,
stay on with us, Mohit. Thank you for joining us with the perspective of the Bharatiya Janata Party. You spoke about Mamata Banerjee. We are getting a reaction from Mamata Banerjee as well at this point in time. Big breaking news coming in as far as the SIR showdown is concerned. TMC versus BJP storm over SIR is what we are witnessing, and Mamata Banerjee has made a big statement. She has claimed she's ready to go to tribunal over the names that have been deleted. So this is a very important statement coming in at this point in time. Let me also quickly, once again go across to Siddharth. Siddharth, now, even though BJP feels the SIR deletion can really help the political party, but Mamata Banerjee is now claiming that she will go to the tribunal over names that have been deleted.
So there is ambiguity over the fate of about 26 lakh names in different parts of West Bengal. Their fate hangs in the balance as far as the constituencies and the voting is concerned, is because do they actually have enough time before the tribunals can hear them and actually clear their names, give them the green signal to go and cast their vote. Remember, the first phase of polling in West Bengal is the 23rd of April, and Mamata Banerjee, among many others, believe that they're in a race against time to actually have their names back on the electoral rolls after red flags had been flagged as a result of the SIR exercise.
But do you think it can really happen? Because we've seen something similar happening in Bihar also. Eventually, we all saw what happened.
So this is something that the TMC has been arguing very aggressively in favor of in the Supreme Court as well, that these people be actually given a hearing, and in the event though those hearings don't conclude, at least they be given an opportunity to vote in the first phase of elections, which commences on the 23rd of April. It remains to be seen as to how the Supreme Court also responds to these repeated pleas on the part of the Mamata Banerjee dispensation.
Thank you, Siddharth, for joining us with all of those details. So we'll see what eventually happens. But right now, what we are witnessing is a political face-off. War of words that has started. Let's now move on and shift our focus to another very important story that we are getting, and this is for all the air travelers. In fact, there is some big news that we've got for you. Your tickets are set to get expensive. In fact, airfares are set to go up, and I'm saying this because after Indigo, Air India has also increase the fuel surcharge. Air India Group has announced the revised fuel surcharge because the jet fuel prices have gone up significantly, even though the government intervened and said that, oil marketing companies should not pass on the entire burden in one go to the aviation companies here in India. Nevertheless, the airlines, in fact, have increased the surcharge, and that is the reason why your airfares are going to go up. So largely it's the international air travel that's going to cost you more this summer season, this holiday season. Domestic, not that much, but the way one after the other airlines in India are increasing the surcharge, it's going to pinch your pockets for sure. The government has been trying very hard to shield the Aam Aadmi, but even airlines can't really absorb the entire burden, is what airlines are saying, because as far as jet fuel is concerned, it's about 40% of the operating cost for any airline. Shefali, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast. Shefali, can you help us understand how much has been the increase this time? And this is the second revision in the surcharge that we have seen coming in from Air India.
Right. We know that the ministry in the last week has announced the cap of the decision was taken by the civil aviation and the petroleum of natural gas to cap the domestic aviation turbine fuel price hike at 25%. After that decision, Indigo announced that there was a revision of fuel surcharge that was taken by Indigo. Now Air India Group has taken the same decision where earlier it was a flat domestic surcharge. Now they have transitioned from flat domestic surcharge to distance-based surcharge, where you can see from 299 rupees to 899 rupees is the extra amount that the passengers have now to give to the airline as their fuel surcharge prices because of the increase in jet fuel prices. And apart from that, we are seeing an more increase in international route for prices, as the prices for jet fuel prices have not come down. So of course the international travel is going to get expensive than the domestic travel, but we are seeing airlines taking this decision. Now we have to see how the ministry is taking it, how the ministry is understanding the airline's decision, because what we know, the sources have told Times Now earlier that they are not happy with airlines announcing the addition, the increase in fuel surcharges.
All right. Thank you, Shefali, for the moment, for joining us with your inputs on this story. And what will this mean for you and me if we are booking our tickets for traveling within the country or abroad? Let's understand that from my colleague Sagrika, who's been tracking this closely. Sagrika, so what is going to be the impact? Have we already started seeing the impact?
So it's going to start from tomorrow, and effective 10th of April, we know that the new rates when it comes to per sector, per passenger will apply. I'm going to tell you about international travel. When it comes to SAARC countries, excluding Bangladesh, the price will be now about $24 per passenger per sector. Now let's also talk about West Asia and Middle East. The numbers that we have with us is about $50 per passenger per sector. When it comes to Southeast Asia, excluding Singapore, it's going to be $100 per passenger per sector. This is the surge that we're going to see. In Singapore, it's going to be about $60 per passenger per sector. In Africa, $130 per passenger per sector. Europe, including UK, will have about $205 per passenger per sector. North America, it's going to be about $280 per passenger per sector. Australia is going to be about $280 per passenger per sector. And this is also because the jet fuel prices have surged to about 195.19 per barrel in the week ending March. So that
essentially the international air travel is going to be much more expensive.
And when it also comes to the domestic sector, it depends on the distance. So for 500 kilometers, 299 more. Passengers will have to pay about 299 more. For travel between 500 to 1,000 kilometers, it will be about 399 rupees more, and for 1,000 to 1,500 kilometers, 549 rupees more. For 1,500,
simply put, we'll have to put in more money, because, by the way, the 60% free seat order that also was given by the government, that has been rolled back. So for us, air travel is going to go up. Maybe we should look at train options.
Yes. Absolutely.
If we are planning a holiday this time. Thank you very much for the moment for joining us. And viewers, with this, we will slip into a very, very short break. Thank you very much for staying with us here on Newsify. More updates lined up for you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
केसरिया